All right, let's check this one out right here. Quickly became one of my favorites to look through over the past couple of years. This is the hardcover collected edition of Swamp Thing Green Hell. We're going to look at Doug Mahnke here. Might know Doug as a creator of a small character. A character called The Mask. He had a movie starring Jim Carrey back in the day. But anyways, yeah, Mahnke doing a lot of freelance work for DC here as an artist. Really awesome work. Before I even dive into here, I'm just going to say I feel like Doug kind of really leveled up over the past decade or so. But newer work kind of feels a little bit like almost like Gary Frank, you know. That's what my eyeballs tell me. And sorry, I'm kind of zoomed in a bit here just to try to capture a bit of the magic. So I'm going to flip through this. I'm going to try to not talk about story in this. I do highly recommend it, though. This hardcover collects, 3 or 4 books, DC Black Label. There was a large gap between the final one being put out. Had a lot to do with the timeline because of lockdowns and all that. So anyways, finally done and in our hands. Great collected edition right here. It's oversized a bit. Let me see the size here. Yeah, roughly 8.5 by 11. So it's a magazine sized hardcover. Okay. But yeah, great stuff. Cool colors too, by the way. But yeah, the artwork in here is fantastic. He is inking himself as well. So, and I would also highly recommend you follow Doug Mahnke on his socials. He does a lot of really cool animatics. Like he'll do animations of Lobo and Batman and stuff, and some of them are pretty funny and just Doug's oozing talent. It's insane. One of those artists that you eventually start to hate because they're too good. You know what I mean? It's it's unfair. You shouldn't be that good at everything you do. So, and he's yoked out. The guy's lifting all the weights. Leave some weights for the rest of us, Doug. I go to the gym. I'm like, I gotta lose some weight. There's nothing to lift. Doug lifted it all. Check it out. These are really great cascading panels here. Very cinematic. I don't know if that has to do with who wrote this, Jeff Lemire. I don't know if it's the writer or if Doug has full control over that. But yeah. Also, by the way, I know I'm not gonna talk about story. One of the best Swamp Thing stories in years. Okay. I rarely agree with the Hollywood Reporter. I highly agree with the Hollywood Reporter on that. These are cool. Air quality in southern Arizona is the worst. Could use a Swamp Thing down here to filtrate the air. Everything's blossoming, blooming. My cat's looking for lizards to kill. Yeah, this stuff's so awesome. Ink-wise, obviously inking himself, he has a very organic line. And I do like looking at this when I feel a little weird about maybe my stuff's feeling a little wonky here and there, or whatnot. And I'll kind of peek at this. I'm like, oh, you know what? It's okay to have lines that kind of are disheveled a little bit, or as long as you keep that form, And I feel like Doug's work is the perfect example of that, where you can have the intricacies of hatching and cross hatching and heavy black shadow and cool fades and wispy feathering and tapered lines. They don't have to be perfect, and you can still end up with fantastic results like these. That's a badass panel right there. That's awesome. Love that close-up of that eye. But anyways, yeah, let's keep peeking through here. I'll just kind of move the book around so everyone can check it out. That's crazy. Yeah, this book, it's all about this for me right here. There you go. Yeah, this is Doug's Strength Monsters. Big characters taking up large spaces on the page. It's absolutely strength. Not too bad with the human stuff. Child looks like a child, does not look like a 38-year-old woman playing a child like most Hollywood TV. Look at this. It's insane. It's insanity. It's got the skewed panel going on. Point of view right here. It's got about a 3/4 view. So you get Swamp Thing. I like that the horizon line is not right down the middle. He's got it down here on this. It just works really well. That allows the character to be pushed more into this page here. There is a bit of negative space. They could have actually utilized this for some captions and stuff, but whatever. Whatevs. Whatevs. Yeah, and again, by the way, this is a black label book, so you're going to get stuff like this. You know, this is like a little more unhinged work. Yeah, man, I want this page. This page is so cool. This panel right here, that is perfect. Perfect. Yep. I do have another video. I don't know if I have it live yet or not. Mahnke had done some Superman and Wonder Woman work, which is equally impressive post DC 52. I should probably release the Beast on that one too. Put it out there in the world. Yeah, but yeah, Mickey's one who I don't have a lot of people mentioning art talk wise. There's not a lot of people mentioning the cool factor of Minky, and it's really weird because it's all there. So I think we all get a little bit of tunnel vision. You know, we see something new by like a Mignola or a Jim Lee or you know, Lionel Yu or whoever, and then we start kind of focusing on that. And this stuff's coming out pretty consistently too, by the way, like in between, and people tend to. I don't know what it is. I think that we all notice it. It's just not spoken about. Look at that page. Look at that. This is this is what every artist wants. You finish a page. This is a very powerful piece right here. It would work as a single. As you can tell, it is a double page spread. Characters are kind of flowing into here. Because this is a hardcover, there's more pages, so it's a little harder to read on the page turns. On the floppies, which are also magazine size, by the way, and they are soft cover, you get a little more spread view in these gutters in the spine, by the way, just letting you know. I initially was going to start buying those, and I had seen... I saw pre-orders pop up for this hardcover before that third book was even out. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to hold out. I've already thumbed through issue 1. And I know with the delays of that final issue, which is kind of a pain, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to wait for that hardcover. And DC did eventually put out new printings of the first few issues when that final book came out, because there so much time had transpired that I think they really needed to. But I almost feel like they should have just went straight to hardcover. You know what I'm saying? Like, hell, just be cash grabby at that point. You know, put the hardcover out, so if people who've been buying those floppies want to know the finale, they got to get that hardcover. You know. Just because, you know, you put that final book out when those the original issues are sold out. They're hard to find. They're bumped up in price. Um, it's almost like who you sell them to. You know, a lot of people they've either jumped ship or I don't know. Just as from a collector point of view or a reader point of view, it just is really weird. They did the same kind of thing with what was it, the Silvestri's Batman books, where there were some different. I'd seen some different printings come out, and then the hardcover was already being promoted. Like I said, almost at that point, it's almost like just pigeonhole everyone into having to get the hardcover at that point, because you're just now you're giving shops stuff that probably won't move because people cannot acquire the original printings of the first few books. Well, that's one thing that kind of irks me when I go to shops and I see that. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's a pain. Look at these. Look at this right here. This is awesome. This whole sequence here. Trying to hold the pages so there's not too much glare, but yeah, these monsters are crazy. Yeah, this stuff right here, it's on the same level as Simon Bisley if he didn't uh, exaggerate uh, anatomy. And I know, like newer Biz is like a lot more realistic, a lot more photorealism in there. But it still has that crazy bicep look to it. There's still things that he throws in that have that trademark Bisley look to it. This feels more like someone who looks at Simon a little bit, but draws a lot more from life, or kind of like I said, it's kind of the same vein as a um, Gary Frank. Specifically, Gary Frank Shazam, which is my favorite. That's my favorite Gary Frank run of books. Yeah, that stuff's cool. I think I'm only about halfway through this book. I'm going to quit talking here. Oh, that's nasty. Here they come. Mahnke should do a Dead Man series. He has a really good grasp. I feel like the Dead Man character needs someone with an organic appeal. Um, it's a great face. Yeah, I think he would do a really really awesome Dead Man run. Take my money, DC. Take my money. Matter of fact, just put out in a hardcover. I'll just buy the hardcover. Yeah, this is a fantastic double pager right here. A lot of weight, a lot of power, a lot of understanding about torque and movement of the body. This is almost figure drawing right here, and yeah, and you can see that too. In Mahnke's the animations he throws up on his social medias. Um, you can see he's got a really good idea, almost a sponginess to the movement of the stuff he animates, and it has a lot of life to it. Like this stuff feels like it's moving, even though it's a stagnant 2D drawing. It feels he's got a lot of life to his work. I think this was the final issue cover right here. That took forever to come out. And I know it was not Doug's fault. Doug had been finished with it for quite a while. It was lockdown stuff. His colors are cool. That's a cool page right there too. Yeah, this stuff is he's pulling from Bisley's Mantra pull right here. You know, that's wild. I look at so much Simon's work too. It's just that's what I see. Anytime I see uh, heavy black outlines and maybe some rickety detail rendering, I start thinking of Biz immediately. Some of this the edge lighting and the way the inks are right here has a bit of a bubbly kind of look to some of the outlines. That's me on a Friday right there. That Yeah, this is wild. Again, really good drawing of youngsters in here, and I like that all the characters look they look almost like actors. They look specifically the way they're supposed to look. A lot of us, myself included, are guilty of that. We draw one face. You know, we find one face for female and one face for male, and we kind of stick to it. He's got a pretty good variety and a pretty good variety way of illustrating shadows and defining and redefining the shapes pretty consistently on these characters. So anatomically too, good job on that. Yeah, that's a crazy panel right there. That's a pretty wild design. It's almost spider-esque. Here we go. Yeah, at some point, I hope that DC puts together some of Doug's work in black and white, just because. Um, Says very strong lines. Yeah, again, like I said, you know this. Oh God, yeah, I would be all in. Mickey Deadman, all in. It's a great hand right there. And something that I'm not seeing a lot in here. Obviously, a lot of variety with the close-ups, the talking pages, enough to keep it interesting. Like I don't feel like he drew this already in the previous, 68 pages, whatever. Um, he does a lot of things to keep the page moving. Different shots. He doesn't push it crazy. He pushes it just enough where it's a different angle, a different take. Um, body positioning and posturing tell a lot of the story without the words. I'm not seeing a lot of shortcuts in this. This is someone who I don't know this, but if I was to look at this, I would say this is someone who actually enjoyed working on this book. Um, Besides maybe this right here, uh, not a whole lot of like I said, not a lot of shortcuts. Wow, I always forget about this. That is sick. Yeah, this is basically Swamp Thing Green. Basically, Swamp Thing as a almost like a universal monster. You know, madness ensues. Yeah, that's great. All right, keep going, keep going. This is a pretty big book. It looks thin, printed on a really nice paper. Really nice, and that's why I got to hold these pages at angles. It's kind of like, it's got a, I don't know, it's almost like a semi-gloss shine to it. They don't feel glossy, but all the black in here, all the blacks are flat. Um, the colors printed up really well. So definitely the kind of paper I like in like prestige format books, collected editions, etc. Nice. Yeah. All right, so we got our outro pages here. I think there's a little bit of a gallery in the back. This feels almost like a Jay Lee page. Current day Jay Lee, not past, not Bisley era. All right, so yeah, Swamp Thing Green Hell variant covers. Variant covers. I feel like Jim Lee did one and they didn't include it in here, but it might actually just be from a different series that I'm thinking of. I remember him posting a Swamp Thing piece. So this is the Green Hell #1 second printing variant by Doug. Christian Ward's variant cover to Green Hell #1. So this is the painted cover here. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. Swamp Thing Green Hell #1. This is a Francesco cover. It was a 1 in 25. So interesting. Feels very very underground indie. The line quality to that. Swamp Thing Green Hell #2 variant cover by Christian Ward. So Christian Ward here, same one that did that painted cover. This one. So same artist here did this variant right here. It's an interesting piece. Feels digital. I'm not sure. Feels almost digital to me. Something about the blurring of it. This one's pretty sick. It's got kind of a wild, almost like a Joker smile. Yeah. Yannick Paquette did this one here. Paquette and I used to work at the same company years ago, about 30 years ago. Worked at the same publisher, some indie publisher back in the day out in North Carolina. We got Green Hell #3 variant by Christian Ward, the same artist did the previous two variants. It's pretty cool. It's a weird. This is more like a design, like almost like a Cthulhu kind of design. It's strange. This one here, Green Hell #3. This is the 1 in 25 by Travel Foreman and Igor Monti. So Travel is the artist. Okay, it's a pretty interesting cover. Kind of curious how DC vets their variants, because sometimes the variants are they're very strange picks for the content. So, not saying it's a bad piece. It's just surprising with the number of artists who are available for some of these, why they pick certain ones and not others to do a variant. Anyways, yeah, there's that. I hope you see the greatness of this as I do. Swamp Thing Green Hell. I'll open this up and see if I can show you the whole cover here, the dust jacket cover. So they utilize the reprinted #1 for this cover here. Pretty cool design. Pretty awesome. Let's see here. There's something I don't normally do, but this one comes off easily, so let's check this out underneath. Oh, wow, sick. So it's that double pager, text-free. They flipped it. So there we go. Nice. Awesome. Awesome possum. Good job, Doug. So yeah, guys, check this out. Pretty available. I see it in a lot of shops. get it online, eBay, Amazon, whatever. Uh, I'm not seeing it marked up a lot. So yeah, there you go. And also check out my stuff. There's my QR. Go buy some art. All right, guys. Peace out.